If you're happy and you know it, dox your political opponents. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to my channel, where every day is a party. Sort of. Now, I wanted to make something funny today because politics gets a little bit depressing most of the time. But to be honest with you, I'm pretty sick of everything getting copyright claimed, so it's not happening. We'll have to laugh at bad BuzzFeed videos another time. I'm sorry. Instead, I thought it might be good to look at an issue that is going off on Twitter. A story of intrigue, bad reporting, and doxing. It's very interesting. So about a week ago, someone took a video of Nancy Pelosi, who is the Speaker of the House and a Democrat, and apparently doesn't like illegals on her lawn. And they took this video of her and slowed it down. And she seems drunk. That's basically the generality of the video. They slowed down her speech and she sounds drunk.
So it's really sad. And here's the thing. And I told this to the room when he came in and made that statement, and then he walked out, and you got the Secretary of the Treasury, you got all the this, that, and the other thing, and a distinguished group of members from the House and Senate.
I mean, doctoring the video aside, it's not like any of us can actually say definitively whether or not she actually was drunk, considering some of the things that come out of her mouth.
A wall is an immorality.
Hard liquor in the morning. It's not for everyone. I mean, to be honest with you, Nancy Pelosi doesn't actually need to have her clip slowed down to make her seem deranged. She does that pretty well on her own. Anyway, this video went viral, particularly on Facebook, and that didn't seem to sit well with too many journalists who were actually very quick to show the original video and disprove the altered one. News outlets also reported that Trump had tweeted a similar video of Nancy Pelosi stammering through a news conference and then pinned it to his Twitter, which also made a lot of journalists very upset. It's like the Wild West, and these people have access to nuclear weapons. Now, most of the time when someone uploads a meme video or an altered video, it begins and ends with how many views it gets, and then after a couple days, basically fades into internet obscurity. But this time, that's not what happened. We found the guy behind the viral drunk Pelosi video. Of course you did. The Daily Beast, which is a left-wing pseudo-journalism kind of publication, went ahead and doxed an individual that they thought created the original video and posted it. Personally, I always thought that doxing was releasing the address and phone number of an individual, but apparently it also extends to just releasing random details and a lot of details about an individual's private life. Because that's exactly what the Daily Beast did. The Daily Beast took a fair amount of heat over the weekend after doxing a black forklift operator from New York over the fake drunk Pelosi video that circulated on social media. The article, written by Kevin Poulsen, claimed to reveal the identity of a man who doctored the video of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and was published on Saturday. Sean Brooks, the man identified by Poulsen as the culprit, admitted that he is an admin for several political Facebook pages that shared the doctored video, but claims that he did not create the video and that the article got a number of things wrong. He also suggested that the media latched onto him as a convenient fall guy because he's a black conservative with a criminal record. Allegedly, the Daily Beast article fabricated a bunch of claims and a lot of misinformation, including quotes from Brooks's ex-girlfriend and other details about the story that don't actually add up. I don't want to be that guy, but it's the Daily Beast. How is this surprising to anyone? The issue here for a lot of people is that why would a publication randomly decide to target and dox a private citizen over a meme video on the internet? Thousands of videos just like this one are produced every single day. So the question remains for a lot of people, why this video and why this individual? And they have a point in asking that. Why go to all this trouble in this specific case? But that isn't where this ends. Daily Beast says Facebook helped them dox Trump supporter. Of course it did. There's another aspect to the Daily Beast story which has major implications for the privacy of Facebook users. According to the Daily Beast reporter himself, Facebook gave him information on Brooks's activity on the platform. It's conceivable that someone else actually edited the clip. But a Facebook official confirming a Daily Beast investigation said the video was first posted on Politics Watchdog directly from Brooks's personal Facebook account. If the Daily Beast's description of Facebook's actions is accurate, Facebook compromised the privacy of one of its users, handing over information on his activity to a journalist who is clearly engaged in a politically motivated hatchet job. Yeah, you call it a hatchet job, but I call it ruining his life. And now you're all caught up. The only other thing that's part of this story is that people also decided to dox the journalist who doxed the private citizen in the first place, and some of the details surrounding the original journalist are pretty interesting, like the fact that he's a hacker and has his own criminal record. So for me, when it comes to this story, there are two major issues. The first being, why do journalists and publications think it's A, okay, and B, not a crime to dox people for making particular kinds of content on the internet? The second issue here being, why does Facebook think it's okay to share private information with journalists and publications that pertain to private citizens? Making videos like the one in question isn't even remotely uncommon. In fact, it's a pretty normal staple of the internet here in 2019. People take videos of politicians and celebrities and their friends and edit them in such a way that more than likely will humiliate them. Just look at Trump, for example. There are tons of videos of him that have been doctored to make him say things that he never actually said, and no one ever went and doxed the people who did that now, did they? Whether doing this and this practice is right or wrong, it's part of online culture. And some of these videos are really funny and really clever. And then other ones are less funny and less clever. And there's like a subsection of the funny ones that are still really funny, but you know, they like ruin people's lives, so there's that. But doxing people who make these kind of videos apparently isn't even new. Back in 2017, CNN threatened to dox a Reddit user because he created a video that basically made fun of CNN, and then President Trump retweeted it. Because jokes are illegal. CNN basically posted an article and said that they'd made this Reddit user apologize to them, and that they wouldn't dox him because he's a private citizen who showed his remorse by saying that he has taken down his offending posts, and because he said he is not going to repeat his ugly behavior on social media again. What in the actual... I'm just gonna remind you that CNN went to all this effort over a meme. It's not like it was something that was damaging or dishonest about their brand. It was a meme. Friendly reminder, these are the people who are bringing you news and current affairs.
Jesus Christ.
This situation with the Daily Beast and this Nancy Pelosi video is almost entirely the same situation, except for the fact that this private citizen didn't even have the opportunity to stop this information about himself coming to light. Claps for you. This is some quality journalism. I mean, side note, I would love to be a fly on the wall in one of their editorial meetings at the Daily Beast. I feel like one guy would just walk in and be like, haha, you know what's a good story? Doxing people. We should do that. Don't even write a story, just list names of people who support Trump. Journalism. But probably the larger issue and bigger question here is, why would Facebook involve itself? I would think that Facebook has its hands full, you know, policing wrongthink and blocking people all the time on its platform. That's pretty time consuming. Something that I mentioned earlier that's worth reiterating at this point is that the guy who actually wrote the original article does in fact have a criminal record. Poulsen is a former black hat hacker who was convicted of several crimes and stood accused of hacking into the United States Army and FBI systems and attempting to steal critical intelligence. Okay, I'm no expert at hacking or technology at all, but now it sort of really doesn't surprise me that this person was able to access sensitive information and also make Facebook help him do it. Facebook already has a history of compromising user data and plunging itself into scandals. So honestly, even if this article is in fact mostly wrong, it really wouldn't surprise me to find a Facebook official who is willing to hand over private information about a user to a writer. It just doesn't really seem that far-fetched. If this is true and this is actually what happened, then that should be pretty disconcerting for all of us, considering how much private information you willingly give to these platforms. And it's pretty scary to consider the fact that maybe this is a new pattern where social media platforms and the media team up and basically declare war against private citizens and information that they don't like. You, as a private citizen, are no longer protected. Not that you were really all that protected to begin with, but you know what I mean. As a tweet I saw rightly pointed out, A dude shot up a bunch of people the other day, and we know more about the life story of a guy who slowed down a video. I guess part of the issue here now in 2019 is that current standards of journalism aren't actually journalism. It's actually more like activism masquerading as journalism. Releasing information about a private citizen because they made a meme video isn't journalism. It's probably a crime. Real news gets sucked into a vacuum when you have journalists running around reporting on non-news. So really for me, this issue comes down to the fact that journalism standards are rock bottom, that people actually get paid to do this sort of thing and there are zero repercussions, and the fact that there is some world where it seems justifiable to them to actually dox the information of a private citizen because that citizen did something that they do not like. The second part of this issue that without question compounds the whole thing is that Facebook apparently is very happy to stomp all over your privacy and data. Great. I personally don't understand why any journalist would pour energy into making an article like this and researching an article like this, because no one cares who made a meme video. I mean, you don't hear a peep out of them when it comes to things like the Covington high school boys and the way that they were portrayed in videos that were edited, or the mass amount of Donald Trump clips that have basically been cut up and edited to make him say things that he never actually said. These guys are super concerned about your meme videos, and apparently that is where they direct all their energy and attention. The main question here for me is, why would any journalist or publication bother doing this? And more than that, why would they actually publish it? And I guess if we're gonna add a third question onto this, why will this journalist face absolutely no repercussions? Because let's be honest, there won't be any repercussions. So what do you guys think? Are you concerned about journalists doing this kind of thing and thinking it's perfectly okay? And are you as concerned as I am about the way that Facebook is currently operating? As always, if you like the video, hit subscribe and the thumbs up button. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Just be respectful about it. And I will see you guys next time.